Hey guys, me Misha. Everything I say is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. Let's chart a little more. I still need to work through the rest of my list and then prep for tomorrow. I'm in this Samalot trade, which can be bankruptcy as well. But that's the nature of the news. That's why news analysis doesn't really work. Because news are incomplete and a lot of time incorrect bits of information, whereas chart is complete and correct, except for the deep pulse and other things that I just need to learn how to properly work with. But charts don't lie. News very so often, and it's known fact. So many people talk about that, like the classics of trading literature talk about how when the stock is ready to buy, the news environment is like so negative, and vice versa. When it's time to sell, everyone is so ecstatic, and news are praising the stock. So it doesn't really help to listen to news. But news are terrible in Samalot. It's like the stakeholders are leaving and they're gonna file for bankruptcy, and so negative. If it goes down, portion of my capital goes down with it. That's the nature of my work, and I'm content with it. There is always a systematic risk. Anything can go down. Pfizer can go down. I don't know what's going on Pfizer. I'm not even reading. Maybe the news are terrible as well. They probably should be terrible at this point. I don't believe in stocks. I believe in market situations, and that's what I work at. Yeah. Volume and then bigger volume, but doesn't go down. Then bigger volume goes down, and then this stock is bouncing. It's right there. If you want it. If you don't forget to change the visibility. Yeah. Boing. It looks a bit like an exhaustion. There was a massive build up here. Tun, tun, tun. And then down here. Tun, tun, tun. Small cap bull 3x shares. So it's an ETF that triples Russell Crowe, or like how to understand it. Yeah, and that's an upthrust. It's a complete upthrust, you guys. So went up and down don't think it's good for hourly, but on daily, if it does a test, it's so high, it's close so high up there, though the rest is cool. I just want to finish this list. In Europe and America, there is some sense of hysteria. Remember Sting? Russians love their children too. It's a good song. If Russians love their children too, believe me when I say, look at this. Volume. Looks beautiful. This looks beautiful. It's also a transition extremum. Months only, please. Counter trend. So not much space for the price action in counter trend. Only 2.5 of the trend movement. It's up here. But I'm still here. Oh, this was good. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Sexy thing. Look at this. Oh, it's our Taiwan semiconductor. Hello. Political stock. Oh, look how beautiful this was. Oh no, it went lower, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh no. So that's 1 bar rule. Ooh la la. A little bit like far above 0.5, but it's okay. Yeah, a little bit far. But other than that, just beautiful. Ah, unvolumed up thrusts. Look at this. Can you believe it? Unvolumed. It's ridiculous. Volume distribution is beautiful on monthly, just amazing. And so it is on daily. It's a little bummer, unvolumed up thrust. This was doable if you're brave. If you're brave. Oh, sorry. Counter trend, test, retest, test. Resumption of buying. Yeah. I think it will work. And then this beautiful. It was just beautiful. Well, actually, I can just, instead of deleting it, I can just turn it to, yeah, to an annual. Beautiful correction on Taiwan semiconductors. And like, remember I was, where did I say it's over? Here, but it had more like juice to go. BM. And then exhaustion. Why did I speak just now? That was interesting mannerism that came through. Unconsciously. How can protect my little boy from Oppenheimer, deadly toy? Believe me when I say to you, I hope that the Russians love their children too. What is it? Oh, that's okay. That what happened here. It's horizontal array, and I don't need a horizontal array. I was like, what's going on? Mr. Khrushchev said, "We will bury you." I don't subscribe to that point of view. Leave me when I say to you, I hope that the Russians love their children too. What a beautiful song considering the time and circumstances, just to go against the mainstream media narrative. That's powerful. That's powerful. He's still there. He's still active in theater. Is it The Last Ship? Is it his musical? Shame on me. Shame on me, I never saw it. So this is a break. 1 bar rule. So this is a transition extremum with a Mr. Reagan said, "We will protect you." I don't subscribe to that point of view. Believe me. There was a volume here, and it's not that biggest volume, but it's good enough. There was this crazy volume here. Tell me it was a correction. No, it was an impulse, and then tested, went up. It's good enough. Daily reversal is not that obvious, like on Taiwan. And I've noticed, like, I don't do a lot of international stocks, but like Russian stocks, in my observations, are way more compliant with the systems that I used, or like better described. or better interact. So like it works better. The system of trading that I use works better on like Russian stock. And just the example, like this Texas Instrument, nothing like Taiwan Semiconductor. I should watch this more carefully. Maybe it's a useful observation. Well, technically it's also like counter trend, so but I don't need to limit myself to 0.5 because it's in the place of reversal for monthly chart. Unilever. I was flirting with Unilever not so long ago. Well, somewhere during this year. Somewhere during this year. To this point of view. Dun, 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 in Europe, in America, there is some kind of hysteria. There is no monopoly of coffee. Oh, this is hard for me to sing. Sting, come on, brother. Couldn't you do something easier for my singing? Like Elton John comes in easier to me. His tunes, his vibes. What is this level about? Volume, I mean. Anyone knows? So like volume distribution here is odd. Like super odd. Woo! Why is it bounce so harshly there? And where was this volume? Yeah, that's the January. What was going on here with Unilever? You see? The missing piece of a puzzle. Well, it's counter trend, right? Yeah, so don't get too much excited, Mishka. Mishka is my spiritual and super friendly name. So Mikhail, Misha, Mishka. That's how my mom would call me, Mishka, when things were good. It also means teddy bear in Russian language, so now you guys know how to call me if you feel like super friendly about me. You can't go wrong about calling me Mishka. Yeah, volume distribution is not in favor of reversal. And what do we do on the months like that? Ooh, I want to get away. I wanna fly away. Yay! You guys know what I'm talking about. To the moon, and Milky Way, and even Mars. I want to get away. I wanna fly. He was so cool when I was a teenager. Oh my gosh, I dig this song. And American Woman, of course. American Woman. But I want to get away is just, I mean, you can't beat it. It's such a manifestation of freedom and liberation through your art. Get away. I wanna fly away. Yeah. Union Pacific. Are those the trains that honk? Yeah. Those guys are like honking at night. Or like, do you say honk about the train? Not sure. Mm, yeah. Anyhow, UPS, our old friend. I was trying on it. Yeah. You remember my last? It's not my last real stop, but the one before. That was UPS. Such a disappointment. And it was after like 6 or 7 months of not like doing any like real stop losses, just working with stop limits, and then boom. And then it wiggled me out and went my direction, of course. Like some alert today on the paper account, same deal. On like on day trade, it was just like, yeah, too early, beep, beep, premature. Wiggled me out and went my direction. Those are like the, those are the moments, you know, when you like, when you squeeze your rectum. Like, I hope there is someone out there who gets my humor. At least vaguely, at least like, I don't know, the idea of it. I'm not even like asking for appreciation of my humor, but just like, at least like understands it. You know, that moment when I'm like, yeah, that's weird, but I get it. At least one person out there. Uh, Hit me up and I'll marry you. If you're out there, let me know. Um, okay, jokes aside, what's going on here? That was beautiful 0.5. Then this one I'm in. 0.5, that's where it reverses. That's where the whole shebang turns from. Yeah, changed the. No. Where was it? It was here. Oh, it's like this. Went up, confirmed, and then no chance. Okay. So, no you, no market. No me, no market. US Bank Corporation. Oh, that's very toxic, by the way, to oppose myself against the market. I was just trying to say that I didn't miss much on daily, on UPS, because I won't be able to enter anyway, so. I'm getting there, guys. I'm working through you. You. There's still some more stocks to go. But I want to, like, for like 2 or 3 months, like some stocks haven't been touched for like 3 months. No, finally, because I was busy. I was busy selling the show. And I was actually supposed to work on it right now, but I was like, no. I'm doing my stocks. You know, this is important. Like, my art is important, but my livelihood is also important. My material base. I was thinking about that recently. No matter how much I would make through my art, you have to invest, right? So I'm not gonna be just like going around buying houses or like Lamborghini Uruses and this like nonsensical stuff. Investing. That's sexy. So I gotta keep my trading juice flowing, you know. I'm not opposed to making crazy millions from like acting, but before that happens, and even after a while, I'll still be trading and investing. You know what I mean? Okay, so yeah, that you see, once again, everything becomes clearer with annual levels. So no need for these perforated things here. It was just transitional extremes or legitimate levels here. It's still technically in a yeah. I want to get away. It has months to go. But it looks like it's gonna break. Let's be real about it. Let's not forget about it. Be like the ocean. Da, 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 da. That came in like Carlos Santana came in like a little bit later than Lenny Kravitz with Fly Away and American Woman. Like around the same the same decade for sure. Oh, that's how I feel so old when I think in terms of decades. Actually, this looks like a little bit of exhaustion. And tell me that's the other splash is the upthrust. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Boom. Look, a book example. Unfortunately, it broke the level on test, so now we have to wait for it to interact with either of the levels. But that looked cool. Almost like the thing Citibank, which I chickened out from yesterday. But for all good reasons. Oops. Oil fund. Okay, oil fund. Let's see. United States oil fund is not doing that great. I can tell you. Without going to inferior time frames or charting the levels, I can tell you right off the bench, it's not doing that great since its establishment or going public in 2006. It's hard to comprehend since oil is not doing that bad since 2006. Oil using near-term futures. Weird. Weird. Does it pay dividends? Why do I have it? Oh, because, okay. I was trying to be smart ass and like to get exposure to oil prices through this. Well, Visa Incorporated, on the contrary, does like way better. From 10 to 400 to 300 in 15 years. Not bad. It's what, like 30-fold? 3,000%? No, 30,000%, right? Yeah. No. 3,000%. Good job, Visa. I wish I was with you in 2008. But I had different mindset back then. I didn't have a capitalistic mindset back then yet. I'm a first generation capitalist. With all the consequences to it. Yeah, so it's at the reaction level in counter trend. It looks like it's gonna break successfully. Interesting. That's interesting. And look at this break. It's like already like bigger than. It's almost the range of the diapason itself. So technically, it's here. Hello. Yeah, reaction bar. Nothing super crazy. Yeah, it just goes. He just goes. He just goes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any point to even put it on the waitlist for shorts. Who's texting me? Oh, wow. A lot of people actually. To get away, I wanna fly away. Valley SA, is it Norwegian? Or Brazil? Rio de Janeiro. Brazil. Sorry guys, let me pick up this one. Okay. There wasn't a complete spam, but that was a little spammy. So I hate to do it, but I had to dump him. I try to be respectful when people call, but it's like a oil change service that I changed oil at in June, and they wanted to make a survey with me on how my experience was, and I was like, I could barely remember first that I was there, and it's like, thank you, I'm good. I better talk to my people, right? And chart some charts. And I'm not gonna go back there anywhere because it's like off my regular area of habitat. Area of habitat. I don't know how to say it in proper English. understand what's going on here, but this looks like a balance a little bit, isn't it? Hold on. Oops. Yeah, like 1 2 1 2. And they also like this call is gonna be recorded for money. I don't want to be recorded. Like, how we come from like how we landed in this place where like virtually every call is gonna be like recorded. I don't wish to be recorded. You know. Sorry, I'm for being non-collaborative. I don't mind being recorded, and if it's a call that I need to make. Or I understand when like I apply for something for like financing in a bank, you know, they need to record my voice, or you know, it's a really like valuable corporation that like has this like negotiation power. They want that I want to be like with them on the phone. But when people call me with like spammy call and then they start with like this call is going to be recorded, like why? You're calling me and you'll be recording the call, like you're enforcing recording of the call on music. Are you sure you called the right number? I mean, you see, this also explains that was the change of that was a transition extremum. So this was that, or that was this. I don't know, whichever. Something was something. You see, I just turned off the heater and I'm already sneezing. This time of the year is weird on me. Kind of like I'm either like hot in my onesie, I switch off the heater and then I'm cold immediately. And here comes United Pacific. Speaking of a devil, didn't take them long. So, yeah, this is good. Vanguard. I don't like Vanguard. I don't know why, but I just don't like them. I don't trade stocks though. I trade market situations. So, oh, and there's a bunch of them. Vanguard ETFs. The reason I use them is they pay dividend. So, and you know, like I'm a big fan of dividend stocks and instrument commodity. No, commodity is a physical good, right? You can't say like you can't call ETF a commodity. I think it has to be charted like this, so it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like technically it was like this, and then we can wait forever for it to come to T2 level. You see? Just like, and where's the biggest volume? You know what, actually? Yeah. This volume doesn't make no sense, of course, ever since this volume came in, so there was a major change in liquidity. However, and there was a 0.5 as well. I don't know, I think it just doesn't make any sense with all this volume here. I think it's more like viable to see this situation developing here independently. Yeah, like in short, more so. You know what I mean? It's Vodafone. Oh my gosh. Do they do they originate from Britain? Yeah, United Kingdom. I remember Vodafone like in London and all over UK. They're not doing that great. Well, a lot of old timers like AT&T is also not doing that great. It looks like telecommunication. Was it like so overhyped? Is it why? I can imagine when all the cellular boom came through. It's amazing how late it developed in the United States. Americans like landlines, big time. Um, yeah, I remember even watching movies in 2000s, like um, Russia, Europe had like all this like more modern phones, while like in American Hollywood movies they're like walking with this like Samsung flips, how they call them, like old outdated phones. Unvolumed up thrust and then it went down. Yeah. So it was interesting how like cellular and then smartphones came in, and ever since like iPhone, I think that's where like America took back a lead mm, on mobile communication. You guys remember beepers? We used to call them pagers in Russia. Don't ask me why, I'm not sure. I never had one. I went from like not having telecommunication mobile device to um, having cell phone. And I was refusing to get a smartphone for like long time. So working my laptop a lot, and I knew like the day I'll get a smartphone. So like I used to work my laptop, and then I would close laptop and like be with my family and you know do my stuff. But I knew the day I'll get a smartphone, it's gonna be with me on the beach, it's gonna be with me everywhere, so uh, and so that happened for like some lengthy life time. Um, Back to me now, not having my phone with me, like a lot of time. Just I'm better off without it. Well, I have to have it with me for like Google Map purpose or some emergency purpose or other things, but uh, ever since iPhone 12, I went back. I didn't go back, but I went to mini. I used to have like Pro all the time, but I went to mini specifically to reduce my screen time, and it worked. I'm way less. My screen time went down drastically. I'm more off the hook nowadays. Um, and early in my life, I never understood why elderly people prefer like smaller phones. Now I know. It's just better this way. The less in your phone, it sits better in your pocket. It just falls out of your hand less. It better sits in your hand. You can do everything with one hand. It's just like my younger friends were mocking me on getting iPhone 12 mini. Says sure, now increase your phone like by fold. I was like, okay, I'm getting older. I'm content. I'm fine with that. What the heck is going on here? It just like slides down slowly. Volume is super weird. Like for a monthly chart, look at this volumes. What is it? This is like it's a Russian stock, yeah. So titanium. No way, 1933. So this stock survived communism and now Putin era. Putin, Putin, Putin. But look at this volume. There's just, yeah, it's a dead stock. It's a dead. Um, look at the volumes. So its price is. 2,500 bucks, and like it tops is like 6,000. Normal volume is like 1,000, so like nothing. Yeah, I don't think I need this stock at all in my life. Oh no. That was Vodafone. This guy, VTI, Vanguard, stock market ETF. What's stock market ETF? All stocks? I don't care as long as it's Vanguard, so I don't think it's gonna like fail. I don't know who uses Vanguard. My uneducated guess is just of like the way it looks. It's just more conservative people with their retirement savings, like elder folks, and I don't know, just conservative, financially conservative people who is like, this is Vanguard. It's gonna keep my money all right. I used to have, did I have my IRA with them? Like, you can't do nothing through their website, like, literally. Even if you trade conservatively, you'll run away from that website, like, pretty fast. Yeah, so it's just goes like there's no tomorrow. Not even the transition extremum yet. There is a bit of the volume. Yum yum, sorry. High dividend. Why do I have all this? Because I'm a non-discriminative creature. I can't discriminate. I think that's what I'm learning now on the stock market. I gotta like be really, really picky, but I'm not like that at all. I was like, I'm instantly happy and excited about anything that goes my way. This is ridiculous. So it did close above. But also it went down, so arguably there is a level just because before it closed above, it also springed. So I would keep it just. It's not gonna change much, maybe like 0.5. Later, it's now manipulation bar. This volume is a bit alarming. Such a big volume and nothing happened. Look at it. Like that biggest volume of this entire thing since like 2022. High dividend yield. Boom, and then another boom. Anywho, so that worked for the transition extremum, and then And then, no, and then. I don't know what mind games you're playing there, lady. You guys, if you haven't watched Where's My Car, Dude, I don't know how to put it like softly, but there is no soft way to put it, but we cannot be friends. It's not like you should watch it if you didn't, because it's too late probably. I would never like want to rewatch it. I don't know how many times I watched it when I was a teenager. You would just watch it every time I would get together with my friends. No more than that. uh, Such a sophomoric classics. It's like, for me, it's like way better than American Pie or anything like this. Just like cheesy. Um, yeah. I'll put you on a short list, but just because of my non-discriminativeness. Oh damn. Westinghouse air brake technologies. What's air brake? We don't use air, we use hydro brake, right? We have like liquid in our brake systems in our cars. Who uses air? Oh, гидравлический. Yeah, I know гидравлический тормоз. But hydraulic? Like, what's the proper? Air. Air brakes. No. Hydro is water. Lame. So, yeah. Who uses air brakes? I'm not engineeringly bright. I don't know. I never liked like mechanically. I think mechanically is the proper word. I always loved virtual, like art or like computer, where things are immaterial. And art, I mean like performing art. I never liked visual art or anything that comes out like in a physical shape or like material form as the product of your artistry. I always liked something that you just do and it's been consumed while you do it. I think it's amazing. It's the magic. And you get to be witnessed while doing that. That's the most important, I think. That's how you know you exist. By being witnessed by other human beings. Okay, Westinghouse air brake technologies. I think you'll break. Yeah, it's all done and gone. So the transition experiment was here, so doesn't affect us anyhow. Anywho? How anyhow translates to anyhow? Anyone can explain me? Tesla when it went up. Strong market. Why do people say anyhow all the time? I say it too, but it's still a mystery for me. Yeah, it's continuation of the trend. And a powerful one. Dun dun dun, it just goes. Higher and higher and higher. Boom boom. I have difficulties trusting the trend. in continuation of the trend. So when it comes to like correction, like T2 test levels, sign of strength levels, I have way more faith in it. It's like very hard for me to. I think it's just time needed for me to get used to take the trades in continuation of the trend once it's in impulse. Even though it's no less, it's even more powerful, one might say, when it's an impulse than when it went back into the range already. 248, 237. So this was the oops, ups. This is an up thrust. 992. Yeah. No, 992. Close. 999. No, it was break 992. It was break. Doesn't matter. It's too high up there, but if it expands the level a couple times, like tuk tuk, without breaking it and turning the direction, it's possible. So, continuation of the trend, my friend. Volume. Woodside Energy Group. I remember you too. WDS. Sounds like WD-40. None of this makes sense with this volume. It's just like a new animal. One bar rule. So yeah, it's continuation of the trend. Where did that come from? There's something going on here ever since June 22nd. So what was my point here? Continuation of the trend? Yeah, that was the point. Huh. Like super technically, no, yeah. That was also a sign of strength that worked. It was like far above 0.5 at that point. But yeah, it's good for continuation of the trend, and yeah, that's a massacre. Up and down. So that was down. That was up. I mean, however you see it, it was something like this. And that was far from previous level. No, actually, wasn't bad. It was not bad. There's a volume, but that, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I need it at all. Wells Fargo. Wait, how did that happen? And yet, like, I'm saying that I'm not buying um, the stock, but I'm buying market situation, and still, like, it does make a difference. It's way more comforting to get stock in Wells Fargo than in WDS that just got the volume bump 2 years ago, quadrupled its like liquidity. So did Wells Fargo, but again, it's Wells Fargo, so, and not like 2 years, like in 20 years, in 15 years. It also went from zero to hero in terms of the volume. Did they dissolve some shares? I don't know, like additional emission, or how did that happen? People on the street probably know that I wasn't around the block yet. And I still are not. am and I still and I'm still and I still am not. That's why also news analysis doesn't make any sense for me. If you don't have access to this information, so why bother to I think the whole news analysis is just because that's how people on the street again. Well, they do have an edge, but that's how they market themselves, so they know something that general audience does not know. That's why you need to work with them. Chart has it all. Why is it here? It's a manipulation bar, and we need the transition extreme here. Doom. I don't even know what to tell about this guy, and things that do like tails like this. LP, what's LP? Is it Texas? A limited partnership, right? It's American. Everything free in America for a small fee in America. Life is alright in America if you can fight in America. It's going down, but it just doesn't make sense. None of this does. I'll put it like this, but yeah, it just didn't make any sense at all. However, how many months I haven't been looking at this stock? Like 5 months? 5 months. I haven't been taking care of this stock. Yay. Shame on me. Shame is sexy, right? Or is it just me? Is it my perversion? No. I read it at Freud's book. Shame is sexy. It's like, oof. Shame. Okay, I'll put you on the monthly watch list. Oh, this is Wells Fargo. No, well was something, well tower. What I was talking about was like, wow. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, that looked weird for a bank like that. See, that proves the point. I'm not looking at the ticker. I'm being professional. I'm looking at the chart. God damn it. I just like put the explanation of the ticker because it's shameful not to know the stocks by the ticker. So to improve my knowledge, I think when I'll be done with it, either with the shame or with memorizing the tickers of the stocks, I'll just remove it so it just shows ticker. I only really need the ticker, the time frame, temporality, and the exchange name, so that I know whether it's American stock or international, because that matters in terms of like time traded and amount of capital I can put into it. So yeah, okay, so it did break here. 877? No, yeah, 802. So it was not a one bar rule. It doesn't make much sense, but still, once again, like I'm too. Oh, and actually I've thrusted it. Look at this. Look at everything that happened here. This is beautiful. Oh, and then went 355. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, things are way tighter here than this balance. Interesting. Or rather, more so interesting. Well, it's also weird, like chart for Wells Fargo, the tails. But basically, also they make sense that people buy it out faster. So in this regard, it makes sense. So like whenever like there is a panic event for like reputable companies, their stocks are being bought out faster. It's also, I think, we have in here 302 close. Yeah, so technically, well, that was like trend though, so it's valid to put it like this. Needs a transition extremum. This is nonsensical. Okay. Westlake Corporation. That sounds credible. It's like, sounds like hardworking people earning their honest money, you know, paying profits to the shareholders and not buying like Bitcoin in bulk to blow up their capitalization. Houston, Texas. 74% closed ahead. Essential products. Yeah, but sorry, I can't trade stock. That's 74%. Whoa, what's that? Privately held. Because it's only 25% on the free float. So if one of the shareholders decides to dump it, it'll just collapse the market. That's what's going on right now with Samalot. Like the rumor has it, like news are saying that like 30% stakeholders selling his share urgently while the stock is at the bottom. Because like ever since the war, they had this like what's the English word I'm looking for? They're developers, and like Russian real estate market was pumped with this, gosh, like some, I don't know, special rates mortgages, and people were buying like crazy. So that's the economic measure they took to support the economy, and it worked. It like totally worked. was blooming during sanctions, and now this like mortgage, special rate mortgage is over, and it shows. So he now sells like 30% of his stake at the very unfavorable price, and that of course drives the market crazy, even lower. But someone hoovers it from there, someone buys out all the volume, all the supply. So that makes me feel enthusiastic about the trade that I set up today. Because if with all this volume, there shouldn't be like huge spreads, but spread is minimal. So like someone is buying out. So not only they're buying out this like stakeholders share, they're also like vacuuming, hoovering all the extra supply, all the panic supply on the market. Classic. I may be wrong. Maybe it's all wrong. Maybe it's just dying. It's just weird that the spread does not grow. 1 bar rule, 1 bar rule. Yeah, there's so many of this. Really. This is, yeah. So like, that's the original sign of strength. This is crazy, but it's all valid. What is this stock anyway? So that's the original sign of strength. And then jump over creek. No. So this disqualifies 2 bar before and 1 after. And then 2 bar before, lower volume, 1 after. And increase spread. And then, wow, that's like a triple wave. It's like an impulse, like a little correction, 1 bar rule, goes again, no correction, goes. Walmart, my gosh. What happened to Walmart? Is it because, like, did their online platform work out? Are they now, like, paired to Amazon? What happened to Walmart? Just goes. It's good in continuation of the trend. As funny as it is. It's like super overextended. It's like, it's a no-brainer. But at the same time, it still qualifies for it qualifies for yeah, continuation of the trend. However, oh my gosh, I overeat. I'm overeating badly lately. I don't want to talk about it. So I know tomorrow I'm gonna be sick on my stomach. I'm eating well though, all healthy food, but I'm overeating terribly. It's psychological. I'm in the hard period of my life now. So overeating. So like last Vipassana, I got used to eat like 2 times a day. So ever since then, I was eating like 2 times a day, really. But last week I started eating like 3 times a day again, and afternoon meal doesn't go right way at all. It feels heavy on my stomach, especially the next morning. But I can already feel that like my stomach is gonna be like kind of sick-ish tomorrow morning. Just fine, just in the morning, and then it wears away. Just should stop doing that. My point is, come on, Mishka. Eating 2 times a day is so good. You eat in the morning and then lunch, and then that's it. It's kind of like, it's intermittent fasting, basically. I just don't like to call it that because fasting is overhyped and controversial word. I feel like can explain it properly, but you get what I'm saying, I'm sure. Oh, look how beautiful this was. Kissed it and went up. Buy attack. Yeah, what happened to all the buy attack? It was such a hype. It's like we were about to start living in a new beautiful world. It was about to emerge on us through buy attack. Where's all of that? And now we're talking artificial intelligence. You see, that would explain again. And biggest volume, look how beautiful. Biggest volume just bounced. I just want to chart it because it's so beautiful. Maybe I should make my living just charting stocks for the others. So I love to chart. I think that comes from my grandparents, all are engineers. All four grandparents are engineers, so I think I have it in my bloodstream. Oh yeah. It's a counter trend, dude. Baboosh. I don't think it's gonna last long. It can last forever, but I don't think it will in this particular case because it's counter trend. Oh, we can give it a transition extremum and put it on the short watch list. Please God, let me finish the list before my meditation. I'm tired charting so many things. That explains a lot about my character, right? Less than 5 minutes ago I said I want to chart for other people. Come on, Misha, let's finish it. And like 5 minutes later I'm like I'm done charting. But I really love charting. It calms me down, it settles me in. Yeah, it harmonizes me, balances me out. And I think like by bringing such a chaos as the stock market is in some order also gives you like this false sense of security. That might be a factor. That is a factor for sure. I know it. It's kind of like everything is gonna be okay. You see, even this madness. I remember when I started trading. When I first looked at the charts, I was like, "That's it. I'm never gonna get it." And people who understand it are some kind of unreachable, untouchable geniuses that are just some kind of uber people, you know, like Supermans. Like Warren Buffett, George Soros was my big one. I know he's so controversial and he's like Open Society Fund. By his book I read at the age of 16. And that would explain on his, elaborate on his theory of how to say it in English. Gosh, English is failing me. Reflexity? I don't know. I don't think my dictionary has it. Yeah, reflexivity. Is it what it's called in English? His theory of reflexivity. It blew my 16-year-old mind. Like, it blew it away. I'm not kidding. I'm like, for real. And ever since then, that was my dream. To become a financial speculator. It's so cool. Like pirates of 21st century. So free and independent and can move the markets, the entire economies. It's so cool. But yeah, the story was, I think the charting gives me false sense of safety. Like if I can handle this bit, I can handle about anything. There is something weird happening here. And when I trade, I still feel quite the opposite. I feel like the market overpowers me and takes over my emotions. A lot of times unvolumed. That was volumed. That was a nice place to lose some money. I was like, yeah, it actually broke it up. But then went down. There was a balance starting from here. Yeah, there was an interesting development here. Wait. Let me check something real quick. It's counter trend, so why am I spending my time on this when it already reached its potential? It did. But since I'm here anyway, yeah, that was volume that indicated the party is over. Unvolumed, and then this was volumed, and then it resumed so violently. I wouldn't be able to do anything here anyway. So yeah, this is gone. Do they pay? They do pay dividends. That's why they are on my list. And whose ETFs are those? Like all the XLs. Arca is the stock exchange, but is it? Spider. Yes, now I know you, United Pacific. That who just I don't hear them anymore. I think they still like affect my sleep. I don't think it's good to hear stuff like that while you're asleep. But at least I know the animal now. So yeah, I would have considered this area for like long term. Well, I've been here for the year already, but I mean like settling, buying a house because it's nice, a little bit the side of LA, not so polluted, not so congested. It sucks to like anywhere I go is an hour drive. That's the only problem. This and also the trains. That sucks. Other than that, it's quite nice. I think specifically for the reason of the trains, it's just underdeveloped. So it's kind of there is always a trade-off for its price. I mean, and the other side of the city is just like over congested, overpriced, and over everything. You got to be one tier up in your wealth to settle there. I'm getting there. You see, I'm working. You see, Mom, I'm doing the job. I'm working. Okay. Tadoosh. Communication services. Yeah, I think I want to go back to West Hollywood. Just like I want, but I also don't want. Because again, congested, pollution, and price. So I'm kind of like milking, stretching my time here. But I think I'm gonna go like to long-term service. I hope so. Like January, February, I'll be like out of town, completely dark, and then I'll go back and settle to West Hollywood because that's where my artistic endeavors are, because that's where my people are, because that's where my everything is. I just took a long vacation ever since I moved out to Hawaii. Never settled back to TMZ area. But yeah, I think it was Halloween. And it's like cultural thing too. It's like the biggest Russian-speaking population of the West Coast. In United States, second largest. United States Russian-speaking and Slavic population after Brighton Beach in New York. So I gotta be there. Meantime, it's a balance, you guys. It's a balance. You see, and it shows. So you don't need this 0.5. Interesting. So that was the transition extremum. Yeah. So unvolumed. This was volumed. So technically, it's a trade of daily. Yeah. Isn't it funny? It's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can. That was on volume top thrust though. Oh no, it was volumed. What I'm talking about. I don't have much money. Babo, if I did, I'd buy a big house then we both could leave. Can that be my first ever trade I took from months? Can you freaking imagine that? It was perfectly fine here, but now we have a bigger volume on test. It doesn't go. And also, we can disconnect this balance ever since the transition extreme and start seeing it as a, doesn't matter, but that's funny. I think it is. So once again, at this point, that was good. Volume spring. That volume is not distinct. And then test, all good. But ever since here, it builds up the volume, you know what I mean? That's like Warren Buffett's temporality. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but unvolumed thrust. I hope you know, I hope you know that upthrust should have volume. That's it, guys. That's it. I start singing I'm singing financial markets now. But upthrust really should have volume, so it's unvolumed manipulation. So beautiful place on daily. I hope you know that upthrust should have volume. How awful it is. When unvolumed it is. And also, like, Let's keep this balance. It doesn't change a thing. But yeah. Nice, couple more stocks and I'll puke. And I have to do all of them today. It doesn't. And also, like, I think I need to switch over quality versus quantity because it seems to me that I have too many instruments on my list. Like, way too many. I should have like 20 or 50 tops and I have like 200. That's also like a thing or two about my character. Cannot discriminate. So I better focus on like 20 random stocks than trying to catch up with like 200 stocks, trying not to miss on all of them. They're well over transition next round, so it's good in continuation of the trend. This still holds as the biggest volume. Yeah. So it's good in continuation of the trend. Financial. Dudoosh. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. And it bounced, look at this like sign of strings, and it went up. While you're in the world, I sat on the roof and kicked up the moss, but a few of the verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun was quite nice while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that this one I'll keep for dessert, okay? No hard feelings. I'll finish it later. I do one more stock, I'll puke. So that's my watch list for tomorrow. I think Mishka, we already had this conversation about not trading. But if this is all wrong, and this is a real level, then we are just in a beautiful place. So that's why. Okay, this is the level right now. It's good for 5 minutes, as well as this, right? Yeah. And this guy. Why? Oh, continuation of the trend. And what? Why is it on my list? First of all, you have to be on the front. Anywho, it's on my list, so. Continuation of the trend. So yeah. So that's our sign of strings. It's not bad. Oopsie doopsie. Last hour is the bigger volume, but it's okay because you know it can be. Still don't know exactly what's going on there. I think people need to close, not to keep overnight, but someone is buying it out. So if the market doesn't move, it can be. So like, because they really close the position, someone needs to buy them out, right? So if someone here, if like market day traders were closing their positions long, it would have moved the market like dramatically with this volume, but it didn't. Someone just bought them out. That's my question. But anyhow, I'm gonna let you